One of the beautiful things about esports and Halo specifically, due to its open format, is the fact that players can come out of nowhere and just surprise their competition coming from online and just show up at a tournament on any given weekend and any given Sunday. But if you were to really place bets for who's going to take Worlds, it's the big three: Optic Gaming, FaZe, and SSG.
But Optic Gaming are your Charlotte Major Champions. And FaZe Clan with their first Halo Championship. They're back on top. Your champions of Salt Lake City and Spacestation Gaming.
I think the biggest excitement in the HCS was when Spacestation Gaming went and got the roster that not only they felt like they needed, but the rest of the scene felt like they deserved.
And the title of this week's episode is Cloudy with the Chance of Space Travel. Get it?
This is what this roster needed.
You guys don't know what's going on. The announcement is now official. We have locked in the former Cloud9 roster.
I'm saying this right here is freaking sick.
You know, these guys went nothing but first place. Anything less than that is a disappointment.
It really has been an incredible journey for this Spacestation Gaming roster.
Charlotte comes around and things aren't quite as familiar as I think they would like them to be.
Now flag gets sent home and FaZe will be going to the grand finals. Run of form from this SSG roster that saw them in the grand finals all year long. It comes to an end in 2023 with the new HCS season. They will fall in.
It's really a rough start, a top 3 finish, which is unheard of for players like Eco, Stellar. Like, they are consistently playing for a win.
We weren't like at our peak at that event at all. Like, we literally like didn't do what we needed to do like leading up to that event, and it kind of showed.
You always knew they were the gatekeepers to actually winning a tournament, and obviously not winning for the first few tournaments might have hurt him a little bit, hurt that ego a bit.
Charlotte, I think, was a big gut check for that team that they needed to go put more work to ensure that they don't miss a grand finals.
So the expectations, the community and like the spectators and the people, you know, on the outside think for us are exactly what we expect from ourselves. I want to like dominate everyone and then just instill fear into them, and we just want to be the best. I don't know, like, and it's not really stressful or anything because we put in the work, so we're not like worried about anything really.
And everyone, I mean everyone thought that this year, that season 2 of the HCS was going to be the battle between Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan. It was so clear after Charlotte, a Game 7 finish. But then that just never happens. Optic kind of falls off and Spacestation takes that part, but Renegade's getting the win, right? And that's, I think, frustrating to a team like Spacestation. Going into Arlington, it was once again the hyped up battle. It's FaZe versus Spacestation Gaming. It's David versus Goliath in a sense, because suddenly FaZe looked like the Goliath that they were in Halo 5 back when that roster was first formed, and Spacestation were made to look a little bit silly at Arlington. And it was crazy to see that gap in Arlington with FaZe and how dominant they were being. And that all culminates into suddenly their home set. Like, Spacestation comes back home, they're in Salt Lake City.
The energy in there was absolutely insane, and your roster had literally no choice but to feed off of that energy.
For a magical moment, it was like you were in Salt Lake City's own Disneyland. Stellar quickly solidified himself as undoubtedly the best sniper in the game at Salt Lake City, and they dominated. It wasn't close throughout the entire event, and it really felt like Spacestation had finally reached the summit of the mountain.
Winning in front of like the home crowd, like that, I mean, that really wasn't even fair, to be completely honest, but like that was just like max dopamine unlocked that like can't really be replicated outside of that, you know, memory. Finally, we're able to put it together. It just felt like a real win, and like it just felt, honestly, that's how I would say it. It just felt real. It just felt like raw emotion and real. Like, I don't know. I feel like we just earned it, honestly.
Man, the Fort Worth Grand Finals was unforgettable. Up there undoubtedly with one of the best Grand Finals in the history of Halo, over more than 2 decades now. Was kind of a hold my beer moment where it was like, wait a second, there's way more story to be told here.
All right, we'll talk on the headset. We'll talk on the headset. Okay, we're rocking it. We're rocking it. We're going. Carbon beat Final Boss. They were using Astros, and we all use Sennheisers. And back then, there was no in-game comp, so you'd have to yell over people's sound. So you had to scream. So we just finished our first match of the day. We opened up the broadcast on main stage against Cloud9, of course, former org of the squad. So we're happy we took them down 3-0. And now we're just kind of hanging out, stay warm, and we got 1 match left today.
And suddenly they find themselves on the elimination side again.
I feel like our team's really good at that, is like taking a loss and just erasing our memory. And it's just next game, just like that. Just wipe the memory, keep going, and yeah, you just can't let it affect you. And we're good at that. So.
I think what we saw, the difference between the Space Station gaming of Arlington and the Space Station gaming of Fort Worth is that they're more resilient.
Game number 1. Here we go then, Fort Worth. It's a Sunday night. You know what that means. It's grand final time.
For the first time ever, Mark and I, not kidding, almost passed out at different times in endgame calls.
Here comes Optic Gaming. 1 grenade to take down 3 players here. Oh, that's it. Tied 3-3.
We're just yelling about the games one after another and pretty close to passing out because it was that intense and just that long of a grand final.
They come out so hot. Optic Gaming 4-0. I think the entire crowd was like, are we going to see a double sweep in grand finals?
No one knew that we were going to see the second best of 7 that we did.
1 series to separate these two for all the marbles here in Fort Worth.
Game 6, I think Eco showed why, in my opinion, he is the greatest player in Halo Infinite.
No, stay with safe.
There is no player that quite rounds out all of the intangibles like Eco does, and it's an oddball game. They lose this game, they're done, and Eco is stepping up at every single moment. It almost feels like he's willing his team to victory.
Shit, Kevin, good shit.
But I truly think that Game 6, HCS Fort Worth, Eco had the greatest single performance of any player in Halo Infinite.
That series will go down in history, and when I think people think of best grand finals ever, that one now sits at what on earth could top this.
And Space Station Gaming, to their credit, I mean, they lost Fort Worth, but they didn't lose their series. If you go look at the game count, it's 7-4 in favor of Space Station Gaming. They, on paper, should have won that event. It's a Game 7 that just haunts them, and now at Worlds, they're gonna have to figure out, once again, how to get back to the top of the mountain and how to beat Optic Gaming, how to beat FaZe once again. And I think the biggest problem that they have is finding that solution to the Game 7 Slayer, the Game 5 Slayer. They need to be able to clutch up at the last possible moment when there's nothing left on the line, when there's no safety net once again.
There's a certain indescribable element of a world championship. As soon as you get on site and as soon as you see this arena full of people and kind of even the excitement and this kind of palpable energy that's starting even as early as Friday morning, it's just something different and something special. And you can feel it in the air, And there's so much hope, there's so much promise, there's so much on the line. And if you look at teams like the Big Three, if you look at Optic, FaZe, SSG, there is so much pressure to win this event, because for the first time, I would say in Halo history, we not only do not have a clear favorite, we have 3 favorites and a wild dark horse in Quadrant. And I don't think we've ever had that landscape in a World Championship ever. It's not just one favorite who may or may not win. It is 3 favorites. 2 of them will go home disappointed and have a lot to think about.
It's crazy because I would imagine that as a competitor, you probably want to go into the World Championship thinking like, oh, it's just another tournament, you know, clock in, clock out, but you can't. You know at the back of your mind, this is the most important event of the year. This is what you've been practicing for, and I'm talking about 8 to 12 hours every single day, scrims, streaming, ranked, whatever it is, it all ends up here.
Something that a lot of the upper teams don't take seriously is pool play. And I feel like that kind of came and bit people in the ass last event, us included. So I think this event, pool play, we're taking dead serious. Last event, we kind of, not threw, but we just didn't warm up like we should have. We lost the match, ended up getting second, and we play a better team way earlier on. So yeah, this event, we're just locked in. We're winning this pool, and we're just going from there.
So it's no surprise that everything you would expect to happen has happened, right? The top 4 teams has solidified themselves as the top 4 teams. It really wasn't a problem for Optic, for SSG to get into a championship Sunday from the winner's side, especially for Spacestation. I mean, they look unbelievable in bracket play. You know, obviously they always have their issues on Friday, but when it's Saturday and when Sunday rolls around and they're locked in, there's no team that is as scary as them.
Oh my gosh, that gave me chills. I hear a break the wall chant. They've been swatted away time and time again, but is this to be their moment? Shields up, and this time the weapons appear to be hot. Definitely very hot already, Optic.
Stellar with the opening sniper shot.
Snipe on Snipe Prime, I'll allow it. Lucid. He'll lock that one in. That could just be a confidence builder.
Keen eye on how Spacestation defend. More on that, Spacestation are also our best team in the league at capturing flags on this map.
7 minutes and 52 still left on the clock, so no reason to panic just yet, Estella. That's going to be sore on the treadmill in the morning. Oh, Penguin!
And another one in the Penguin's face as well.
Dispatched.
Stellar looking for a puck. He gets one onto Formal. Formal goes down, but Lucid trades it out once again. The catalyst for this Optic Gaming squad.
And they're asking the question, what do you have, Spacestation? Stop this flag from being ran down long haul, but Stella's got eyes on spawns. Flag will get down long. This is a fantastic chance here. To the process, and SSG tie up this game. 1-1 to score.
Ego trying to clean up another player here on the APG. And he does so, and that'll be another flagpole for SSG. Rockets are coming up as well. Optic Gaming went 3 down, and suddenly it's not just the lead that they're worried about. They could be giving up back-to-back. Shrimpy was able to get this overshield, but guess who? It's Penguin with the Rockets equalizing.
Final stages now. They've got to be quick, and they're just not quick enough as Bound gets 2 more. 3 dead. Triple kill for Bound.
Nice composure, nice fucking composure. Good fucking shit, good fucking shit.
Like you predicted, finish out game number 1.
It's something that Spacestation don't really have a weakness in that aspect. For me, I feel like Spacestation are the most consistent across every single map and mode that we have in the HCS. However, Optic Gaming, FaZe Clan, they excel so much in certain maps and modes, and that's why they found themselves lifting that trophy so many times. Rock and roll, game 2, Optic Gaming down by 1.
I'm going to honor my family. I'm literally a suicide bomber off the rip. Just play off my damage, get these kills. I'm going to do max damage.
What Bound means by that is he's going to be real.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot everything in sight.
I'm going to be real. I'm dropping front
C.
C.
So that means we need to be finishing all these kills. We're all.
All right, yeah.
What should we do? What should I do from P Street? I'm grabbing Shoddy.
Whatever you want. Whatever
Listen. If we kill 3 and lose this last guy with Stalk and we have Rockets, we play like we did versus FaZe at Arlington. We use rockets to get rockets. You got that?
He has late grabbed stalker several times this
Okay,
tournament
so he might be top
already.
C stairs
He
or
could be
something?
top C
Okay.
steps. Watching B-Rail hardcore.
Very close, but they're trading back and forth these kills. Penguin stays alive. I think he's got the stalker in his hand as well. He does. Look how much damage!
One bullet rail. One bullet.
Even play. So far, when it comes to map control, it's all SSG. And Kevin Eco Smith is absolutely pitting on the map.
Oh my god, bro. It's just the way they fucking like.
They're just so.
I just know how it is, bro, because I've played like how they're playing, dude. The only way to counter this shit is literally to match their pace. I'm telling you, dude.
There's times I think Optic misses out when they should have played aggressive. Not that they have to play like SSG the whole time. There's times we miss opportunities to be aggressive.
G and Penguin, what a fitting way. He was the reason why they had such success at the start. He'll be the reason why they end this game in a victory.
They're at their highest. Like, they're on the mountain. They're a game away from winning it all. But Optic Gaming, they have a way to like just get underneath your skin and suddenly steal away games. First it's one.
And again, they fight for C. They take down Stella. All four are dead as Optic making a trip cap once more.
And then you get into game 4. It's King of the Hill.
He's not hitting any shots though. We need him to hit shots. You don't hit shots, you get challenged. Lucid, finding the weakness, smells the weakness, goes aggressive, and that'll be Optic Gaming with a 2-0 lead.
Things aren't looking great. It looks like Optic's on this great comeback, and Space Station slowly starts chunking away.
What a great hold by SSG.
I think this is gonna happen. Suddenly what's one hill turns into 2, and
3 dead now for SSG. It's a 1v1, but Trippy's got the hill. It's going to be a clash for the ages. Penguin has got to do something, and does.
Huge 1v1 by Penguin. The melee Penguin, he went back up. He went back up. He got the cap. It's 3-2. SSG, can they pull off a miracle?
Being absolutely let up as shell casings fly left, right, and center. 3 dead for the green wall. Setup broken wide open now.
Oh, Bound gets it done. It's 3-3. And just like that, Space Station ripped this game away from Optic Gaming.
we're going into that last hill, and Space Station has all this momentum behind them. They're in the right spot. They're ready for the fight. And it just goes wrong. And sometimes like things just go wrong. Lucid gets in the right spot, gets a back smack. The rest of the Optic comes, the overshield's in the hill, and what looked like to be moments away from the high of Space Station getting into Grand Finals suddenly turns into the realization that, oh, we're gonna have to play a Game 5. And then Game 5, you don't start right.
Now here for Optic Gaming. It could even be more as Lucid puts another onto the board. Formal will take the fight. Formal will win the fight. It's a killing spree already. And Space Station should be worried because Optic are in championship form.
Finally, Space Station's going trade for trade, but you have so much time to make up after a just disastrous start to this game.
Space Station are getting caught out time and time again. And it's because they were just overwhelmed at the start of this game. They've finally been able to reset, but was the damage already done in the early stages?
It's devastating. It's not even a challenge for Optic. And what was a dominant team for most of the series suddenly falls into itself. And they start to make the comeback happen. You have a little bit of belief, but I think it's the belief that hurts the most when you start to make the comeback and Optic shuts the door on them. And I think after that point, it's over for Space Station.
I think there's more of us in there. Let's group up too first and make sure we're lined. Or did they already go back up? Could have passed them, I guess, and missed them. All right, we'll do it on stage. That's cool.
They're doing a great job of staying within these series, playing close games against FaZe, but it's just not enough. And that Game 2 Slayer against FaZe is truly the heartbreak that shuts down the Space Station run. It's a coordinated push. Space Station obviously knows what they want to get done. There's less than 10 seconds left in the game. Let's get a kill. We don't have to get the 50. If we get a kill at the last moment, we win this game. And it's all going right. They're executing on the highest level.
Wait a minute.
Here comes a massive push.
Frosty's in the
they
corner.
know the push is coming. They get Frosty. Can Snake might get the answering kill. 1 second left.
He gets it! Oh my God, he got the kill! And who else but Renegade to get that kill and to force it into overtime.
49-49, it's a one-kill game. World 2's up on top on P side. 2 players going to be tucked away inside of the fridge. They're going to be so weak.
And from there, what was a great play to get to that position to overwhelm the player over at fridge, suddenly it's a monkey's paw's curse. You have gotten your kill, but it came at the cost of your position. They're trapped. FaZe is surrounding them. They're breaking down the doors. The nade comes in. The game is over. And, Game 3 just turns into a blur at that point. No one is going to remember what happens after a devastating loss like that. FaZe completes the sweep and Space Station's story, it just ends in kind of a flicker.
It's definitely an incredible year of Halo, year 2 of HCS. Lots of ups and downs. We were able to come out and get a win, which we're happy about. But we fell short in some scenarios and unfortunately fell short when all the marbles were on the table. So I think me personally and the rest of the team, we're definitely pretty devastated on how things ended. I think we're much better than we showed today. One that's definitely we're going to probably carry with ourselves for a while. There's so many good teams in the league right now, FaZe, Optic, and it was a war all season long. Most of these times, these series are coming down to seconds and just single fraction moment plays in a lot of cases. So, mad props and respect to those guys. They showed up, they got the job done. And it definitely is with a heavy heart that we end this season. Wish it was a little bit different, but I think like next season, we're going to be another force, even more so than this one.
For SSG, we like to get the W when we can, but look how far we've gotten without too many W's, and that's because we're really enjoying ourselves, and the community that we've built really enjoys what we're doing with SSG. And a lot of the fan base isn't just diehard for one esport. The fan base is diehard for what we've built with SSG and what it means, and the crew and you guys and this content we put out, and they maybe follow my family and I, and just it's like we all care about each other. So when you get the W, it feels good. But also when someone you care about doesn't get the W, you're just there for them and it's okay and it's just all part of it. You know what I mean? And so I think that's, oh man, how do you say that without saying SSG's like family? Because that's the worst thing, you know what I mean? But it's like, and you don't want to use the word community, but it's just like, SSG is just like, it's something that brings together good people that all care about each other, and we hope for the W, and we hope for good merch, and we hope for good videos and all the stuff, but also we're just here because we love it and we enjoy each other's company, and that's esports for us, It's more gaming. Like, gaming is what brings us together, and then the esports, way awesome when we get the LAN or we get the W, but there's so much more than that, and that's why it's SSG, or Space Station Gaming, not Space Station Esports. Wow, I probably did that intentional when I named it. Yeah.
That was really good.
That was good.